I'm Jared.
I'm Ben.
We work at Voices Now, and this is Sound Designers React, a series where we talk about different video game sound design. And today we're going to be talking about Hades. And this is one of your favorite games, right?
It's top 5 of all time. Absolutely.
There is some amazing sound design work and amazing voice acting, so let's jump in and see what it has to offer. I haven't played this in a while, so I'm glad you're the one who's playing right now. Oh, okay, and then right off the bat we have a boon here, so listen to when you first interact with it.
Yeah. Quick side note, I love that there's a bit of tangibility to these power-ups. There's a slight little, clink. I just think that's pretty cool.
I'm mightily impressed with your ability to cull those rivers there of all the denizens of my domain. Your crusty father's not entitled to the bounties of the sea, but on my limitless authority, you are. You have my rod of fishing. Now have this.
All the gods in this game have very cool filters and effects on their voices, and I was just completely flabbergasted when I found out that Poseidon is also voiced by the actor who does Hades, and also what are the other ones he does? He does Achilles. I think he does Does he do Dionysus as well?
Yeah, Logan Cunningham. He does Hades. He does Charon.
Oh, watch out for that enemy.
Oh, he does Hades. He does Charon, Poseidon, Achilles, and Asterius.
That's right.
He does so
That's
many.
right, and that's the Minotaur, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Asterius is the Minotaur.
He's in every one of Supergiant's games, but I was surprised how many characters he did.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
He's a phenomenal voice
And you can tell when you put them side by side, but when you're playing the game, you don't even think twice about it. It's awesome. So tell me why you chose the fists.
So the fist, number one, they're my favorite weapon to use. In my opinion, they're the most effective, but
That's something.
one of the reasons is because when this specific weapon's special is charged, it has that slight electric crackle that's around him, and I just love that you can hear it, and it's not overwhelming, but to go along with the visual, it's just a nice audio indicator to say, oh, hey, my ability's ready, and I just love the subtlety of that. But the other thing is, on this weapon, once we get a couple power-ups, the sound of the attacks will change depending on which boon you get.
Okay.
So this is just the default sound. We'll go through it again once we get the boon we're looking for. And the other thing that I love about this game is it might sound simple or basic, but I love the dash sound of this, just because it could be just a simple sound, but it also matches Zagreus' character and his origins. It sounds like a wisping fire to me, and it's not just a simple dash sound, and I just think that's a really nice detail. And I love that there's slightly different versions of the dash sound.
Yeah, there's a little bit of variation there.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing is just that they added a lot of reverb to make it feel like you're in a big room.
Yes, and that can
so
change.
Nice echo to it.
And the reverb changes in later levels when you're in more of an enclosed space.
Wow.
The reverb kind of goes down, which I really think is just a neat addition.
That was a cool hammer and tongs sound.
Yes, yeah, and that's the other thing about this game is every menu that you get power-ups on or you talk to someone, they each have their own unique sound, which I think is just a wonderful touch. They could have easily just had a generic, just a shing, but they took the time to customize the sound for each and every single one of these menus, which I think is incredible.
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
going the extra mile for sure.
Yeah.
And there it is again. I can't wait to hear
Yes.
future boons from different gods to hear what each one sounds like.
Again, all the weapons have different
More trouble.
sounds and everything, but this one in particular I just love because when the special ability is charged on this weapon, it just has a really nice triumphant almost like dominating sound, and it makes the game feel good just by the sound. For example, I got my special powered up, and then it just makes this really nice like battle cry. It's that nice like scream, whereas usually it's just like a hit, but when it's charged, it just makes this wonderful battle cry, and I think it's great. So I love that. And then here we are. Another thing I love is a lot of the power-ups have their own sound.
Walk away from it.
Yeah.
It's a little quieter.
Yeah,
So there's proximity. So they kept proximity in mind for the sound design.
Yes, it's
even though this is top
beautiful.
down and it's not like a third person or first person game.
Yeah, but they still took the
Still
time,
adds to the immersion. Yeah.
and you get closer, and you hear that steady heartbeat. And it's not overwhelming. It's a nice touch.
Strength of the city.
And I love that sound too. Whenever something very powerful or like a currency or a resource in the game pops up, again, it has a different sound. And there's that liquid sound
Yeah, it
too
was a nice
that I
jug.
love.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
All right, finally, should be getting a boon.
Okay, sweet.
Hello, Lord Ares.
All right, so if all goes well, here's the base. Just nice punches.
I sense that you have forged a greater bond with your instruments of destruction there, my kin. Then that is very good, and may their altered forms serve you quite well.
So here should be another menu sound, hopefully. Yeah, so
It's like a war cry
Yeah, there's that
and like
war
a
cry.
spear and maybe
Yeah.
a gush of blood. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and like a gush of blood in the background, and it just matches each, aspect of what the god is. of.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I'm kind of hoping we see Dionysus this run because his is my favorite, I think.
We should be able to. So, we had the previous auto attack
The
here,
will to fight.
and again, it's subtle, but it's just something I love about it. So it was kind of a higher pitch, and then you've got that deep underlying like guttural sound to it.
That is different. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm someone who likes to break every pot I see in every Zelda game, and this game is the same. And they have some lovely porcelain noises, whether they're breaking in battle or when I'm just alone, breaking every pot in the room.
but yes, I'm.
Well, let's
very
hear that
much a
again.
fan.
That sounded really cool.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. You hear the water and you hear, you hear the water and you hear the coins
Yes.
flop into it.
I love it.
Very nice.
And it's more than just a splash too. It's like you're grabbing something in the well. I also think it's really cool. Okay.
Aren't you a sight? Hey, Prince, how goes the old escape plan?
It's been alright, all things considered. Dying now and then, and it's been hard, but hey, what can you do?
Oh yeah. And so talking about voice actors again, Darren Korb, he does Zagreus, he does Skelly.
And he's the composer of this game.
Yes, yeah, he's the composer of the game, and then he also does the singing portion of Orpheus.
Why I quit trying to get out of here a
Whether or not
while
we
back.
see him,
But if I was a fire-stepping youngster
it's
like
just
yourself,
incredible to see
perhaps I
his
would have stuck to
range.
it.
And in addition to composing the game, he's a fantastic voice actor.
I've been really impressed with his performance. I don't know how much voice acting experience he has.
Me neither, but I mean,
For all I know, he's just done music up until this point, but casting him was a wonderful decision. Zagreus has so many lines in the game, but he's simultaneously totally a bad A and also the nicest dude ever.
Yeah.
And I think that really comes through when he's interacting with people.
yeah, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty, but he's so kind and caring.
Yeah.
And Zagreus is actually the main reason why I kept playing this game, because it was like I'm so invested in the
Oh
story.
yeah, you really
because
care
of his
about
character.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is something that I don't, that sometimes you don't get that, like, that strong of voice acting in games. And again, it's just another amazing touch of this game.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was some fishing, which I also love. Probably could hear it in the background, but it's also really cool just to hear the fishing line bobber go in and out of the Styx River. Just such a great touch. And then when you pull the fish out, it's just a classic like splash. Love it.
Which I should mention, I guess now is a good time as ever. The most impressive thing to me about Hades, out of everything,
Of the gods.
there's great sound design, there's great music, they have some really cool visuals, but to me the most impressive, like, phenomenal thing
Time to
that
face the
they
Furies.
achieved was the breadth
as
of
fast as I can.
dialogue in this game. There is so much.
Please tell me that
An
you didn't
immense
steal
amount of
those
dialogue. I
dangerous
mean, I've
weapons
probably
that were
poured
perhaps shot within your
hundreds, like
footsteps.
200 hours plus in this game, and I'm still hearing
It
new
wasn't I
things.
who stole
Yeah.
them, if that's any reassurance
And
to you, Meg.
that's insane. Like it's almost to me like a level of Baldur's
You are
Gate
a hopeless
kind of
fool.
detail
You
of
kept
how
pressing on
much
to do
dialogue
those
there is.
things.
And
Well, and Baldur's Gate's not a roguelike. Like, this one
Yeah.
is. So, like, the fact that they put so much effort, the game has a repetitive structure, but, like, the fact that you hardly ever hear any kind of repetition at all, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And they also keep track of, like, what story beats have you hit, what things have been revealed about the world, what things have not been revealed. And they have to keep that all consistent so that you don't hear a line that doesn't make sense
Yeah.
at various points in the game. It's a lot of work, a lot of spreadsheets, I'm sure.
like so many of the like modern day roguelikes, I've played so many of them, and this is the one that has set itself apart in my mind. And one of the big reasons is because of the dialogue and the story. Like, it's not just okay, I died, let's reset, let's go upgrade. It just adds another layer of depth and intricacy to the game that sometimes, roguelikes are lacking. Or, you finish the main story and then that's it. But this just keeps going even after the game is quote-unquote beaten. There's so many things you can do.
Up we go then.
All
Be
right,
there
and
soon,
then
Bone Hydra.
I love Asphodel because if you listen in the background, you hear the
Oh yeah, you hear
lava,
the gurgling lava bubbles.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's good. Yes, Dionysus. Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great. It might seem, common sense to developers and stuff, but something I appreciate is in a lot of games, there's just generic footsteps, but in this one, there was stone that we're stepping on, and we're, still kind of stepping on stone here, but every different kind of floor you step on has its own sound. And again, just love that. Like,
Ooh, that's
like
some good
rickety,
footsteps on the
rickety wood. And
It's bones, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like just a lovely little clatter sound. I'd love to see how they recorded that, or what
Me
sound
too.
effects they layered.
I'm curious
That's cool.
how they did that because it's one of my personal favorites. Is this specific sound?
You talked about roguelikes being repetitive in nature. I'm not the biggest fan of roguelikes, so to me it's a testament to the game when there's a game of a genre I don't especially enjoy. Oh, okay. Hang on, I'm gonna shut up. Let's do this real quick.
All right.
No way, Zag. Looking like you got yourself a gift from old Poseidon there. He's quite the catch, but here, hope you save some room for more.
I love
A
that
little-
sound.
Yeah, there you go.
The bottle
you hear
popping.
you hear the wine pouring, you hear people laughing.
Yeah, you hear the party in the background. Like, again, just amazing detail to each menu. I love it. Ooh. That's a good call. Why not?
Time to feast.
But yeah, I mean, just like I was saying earlier, to me it says a lot when I think it's the dialogue of this game that kept me going, and yeah, which made a game with a genre I usually don't care for, suddenly very, very fun and worth experiencing.
There's several different versions of this boss. This one is the one more focused on those molten pools, which again I think is wonderful sound design when they hit down and they kind of hiss like acid, but they also have like a fire to them. There's also one that focuses on ice, and there's one mainly focuses on lasers, like pink projectiles and stuff like that. But this is probably my favorite, just because again of all these little lava pools in there. I also love the boss defeat sound.
Yeah, every
Again, a
time
very
one of those
triumphant
bone hydras exploded, I was taking note of that. It sounds really cool.
Darkness.
I also love the voice acting on some of the deaths, especially in Elysium right now. They're just a little bit more dramatic, and a little more real because they're more humanoid, than all the demons and skeletons we've facing so far. Like when those soldiers die, it's very like yeah, and then when their little ghosts die, it's more wispy and ethereal.
Sure.
Fill you in on something, boss. The reason that Uncle Poseidon got to you before I did is I let him. He's under the impression he's as spry as ever.
That's great. Again, a context-sensitive dialogue choice.
Yes.
Where you have to have interact with Poseidon first before Hermes here.
Now here goes.
Really great.
Yeah. Show up.
I was unkind last time, stranger. Forgive my indiscretions there, or don't, but I wished to apologize.
Think nothing of it, sir. Though, if there's something I could do to help, you'd tell me, wouldn't you?
You have no power to release me from this coil, I'm afraid. So just go on about your business and leave me to mine.
So many of these characters have a kind of doubler effect. I almost want to call it reverse reverb, where you're hearing the echo of their voice before they start speaking. And I think they're
Yes.
doing that because these, at least this character is a spirit in the underworld. So he's kind of ethereal.
Yes.
And the gods you're talking to, you're not actually talking to them, you're just hearing a message from them.
Okay. Don't care about that. But that is a cool sound that I like. Again,
Yes.
it's one of those proximity things that you can miss if you're not paying attention, but
Yeah.
also signifying there's something extra. I love all the destructible terrain sounds. They're great, but the ones in Elysium just sound a little bit cooler. Because not only do they make cool sounds when they collapse, but they also make a really cool regeneration sound.
Ah, I forgot they do that.
I love it so much.
Very nice.
Just something about it that. And I love that charge up sound that you hear from Theseus there.
Yes. You know it's coming.
Yeah, the wee, 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 wee. Yep, I love that.
Again, and I said this before, but it bears worth repeating. There's a lot happening on the screen at once, and there's a lot of information being conveyed from your life bar to how many boons you've accumulated to your currencies. Anything the sound can do to help with the clarity is helpful. So
Yeah.
his winding up spear sound absolutely helps when avoiding.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
and like from a gameplay perspective, it's so nice when stuff like that doesn't impede you. Like it helps you be the best version of yourself in the game, and you're not getting frustrated by like surprise attacks and stuff that you could otherwise avoid if you had the audio and all that.
Oh, I'd love to just stop and hear the
Sure.
gear ambience for just a second.
Yes.
Really great, and I love that they've panned the
Yeah.
mechanical whirring gears at different times in different spots. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, I really like that.
Well done. Well done, Hades team.
Yes.
Tasty.
Oh,
of.
okay. Yeah, there's another small sound design that I love, or voice acting, whatever you want to call it. But just the refreshing, like, mm-hmm. I love that.
Yum.
Yum.
He always acts like it tastes really disgusting.
Yeah. I can't imagine something like that tastes good. All right. Hello, Cerberus.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all three of his attentions toward the Satyr sack.
Three of his attentions. I love that line.
See you, boy.
A well-balanced meal. I always like it when it's like, Cerberus vanquished, he's fine.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Alright, we're treated to some final voice acting in our run here.
Again, by the great Logan Cunningham.
And another fish, my goodness.
Oh my gosh, really? Okay, I gotta beat him.
Despite my knowing you are always late for everything, here you've outdone yourself by quite some time.
Oh, shut up and get your fork. And burn away that regal cape and let's get to this then. I had no idea you had all these capes to spare. Must have a whole entire storage chamber full of them.
One of my favorite lines, and I was thinking about this line as you approached. I'm like, I wonder if we'll get that one this time.
May temporarily embolden you, but achieves nothing useful in the end.
That was a while ago. All right, and again, love the snow steps.
Yes. You mentioned the snow footsteps, and like it's actually important that there's snow footsteps because he turns invisible sometimes,
Yes, yeah,
and you need to watch and listen for where he's going to reappear next.
Yep. Dang it! Shoot.
Ah, it's too bad.
Darn.
Arrogant
Oh, well.
of you to think you are superior to me.
Well, that was a look at Hades and some of the sound design and voice acting in it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.